to get the better or the best in those practical challenges. A couple of housekeeping information to everyone here. We recommend everyone to stay on mute to avoid any interruptions. If you are comfortable, you can please come on video and try to keep other distractions away like the mobile phones on mute. Thanks. So the flow of today's session would be as below. A 20 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes of topic discussion from our trainer, and our trainer today is Shrikant Katakam, and followed by a meditation session for roughly about 20 minutes, followed by a Q&A or an experience sharing session. Anytime, feel free to post the questions in the chat and we would pick it up for the discussion at the end of the session. Today's topic is introduction, intention, and mathematics of thoughts. A brief note of the trainer today is Sridhar Katakam, who has been a trainer for 25 years and has been practicing heartfulness for over 30 years. He's living in Orlando with his family. I thank Sridhar for taking his time and walking us through this session. So with an open heart, let's start the session for today. So now I would hand it over to Sridhar to please start the session.
And my name is Shrikant Katakam. Sorry. So yeah, let's begin. I mean, it's a very good topic today, and thank you for inviting me to speak here.
Recording in progress.
All right, so it's being recorded. That's good. Intention, thoughts, and the mathematics of these thoughts. Is there any mathematics, right? So let me start with a story. You know, these Sufi stories are interesting. The beauty of the stories is they don't give you the moral, and it is for the audience to decide on how they want to, kind of fit into their context, right? The story goes like this. There's a guy who lost his ring, Mullah Nasruddin, and he's searching for a ring. And somebody from their gathering, get together, comes out and says, "Hey, Mullah, what are you doing here outside?" And he says, "Oh, I lost my ring and I'm searching for it." "Oh, you're searching for it? Where did you lose?" And he also started searching for it. And after a while, everyone is searching for the ring. And then everyone asks, "Oh, where did you lose the ring?" There in the darkness. "Oh, then why are you searching it here?" And he says, "Because light is here." It's sometimes funny. It sounds a bit, unintelligent. You will search for the ring where you lost it, right? You will not search for the ring because there is a light over somewhere else. So now look at this story and try to fit into the context, right? An intelligent would say, "Oh, you should search for the ring where you lost it. Why are you searching somewhere else?" And some, so-called assumed wise people will say, you can only look for something where there is light. You cannot look for something where there is darkness. And that's why they say, we must be positive. But if you see in one way, this is a twisted positiveness. What is the point in looking for something where it cannot be found? So especially when it comes to thoughts, we are essentially dealing with three things. Okay, one is the truth and a lie. I'll not call it as a lie, and I can say untruth. And the third is perception. A truth is a truth, it cannot be changed. Right? I lost my ring in the darkness somewhere in the, in the grass, in the woods. That's the truth, cannot be changed. Right? Untruth is, if I'm looking for it somewhere else. And perceptions can be many perceptions, as many people exist on this earth. Right? So the problem is with the perceptions. And now the question is, how are these perceptions? Why are these perceptions are different for different individuals? Keep this question with you. Probably we'll answer it in our next sessions, because that's not the agenda of today's session. So now, for all these things, the thoughts are the reason. Then what is a thought? Now, can we manage thoughts? We are talking about management of thoughts today. It seems impossible, right? Now think of a river flowing. If the river is the mind, the water in the river are our thoughts. And river keeps flowing. And how do you stop that river? You have to construct a big dam across the river to stop the river. It takes enormous effort. It takes enormous time. But is it worth constructing that dam against the river? Yes, from a very material perspective, yes, but in case of thoughts, is it worth constructing the dam, putting that enormous effort? Is it worth it? Think about it. Or let the river flow naturally the way it is flowing. Sometimes there are turbulences, sometimes there are floods, sometimes the rivers dry out, but the river must flow. That's the natural life or natural process for the river. Correct? So what we are doing is, whenever we think of management of thoughts, we thought of stopping them. And the same thing we do when we come for meditation. The common complaint I listen is, oh, I cannot meditate because I'm thinking, my mind is thinking all the time. Isn't it? Everyone says, oh, I could not meditate today because I'm thinking all the time during meditation. Whenever someone says that, did your heart stop during meditation? No. Did the blood circulation in the body, did it stop? Did any organ stop? Why do you think the mind should stop? Okay, what if my thoughts stop? What will happen? Is it a good meditation? Think about it. I'm asking you basic questions. I'm not talking anything profound. These are the basic questions. What will happen if I become thoughtless? What benefit to that if I become thoughtless? And what is thoughtlessness anyway? So it's like this. If let's say I construct a dam across the river, the one side of the river, it's full of water, and the other side is no water because I put a dam there. So now when I say I become thoughtless, I'm seeing it from the other side. What is the use of the dry land behind the dam where there is no water flowing? It becomes a dry land, unusable. Right? Same thing happens if I stop my thoughts. All that is past and all that ahead of is future. And I constructed a dam at the present. No use. So that's why I tell everybody who are meditating, don't worry about your thoughts, let them flow. But what is a thought anyway? If I have to define a thought, it is a thought is a projection from the past, nothing else. It's a projection from the past and anticipation of the future based on the past again. That's all a thought is. That's why in heartfulness they say impressions are the result of the thoughts. What are the impressions? Impressions are the past emotional memory which is stored as part of the consciousness. And a thought is always a projection from the past, nothing else. So when it comes to heartfulness or meditation, the whole idea of meditation is the regulation of the mind. So here in this context, management really means regulation. And when does the regulation happen? When we come into balance? Suppose say you are thirsty, very thirsty. What do you need? A glass of water to quench your thirst? That's about it, right? So if you continue to be thirsty, what happens? Your body loses its balance. Right? So when your body loses its balance, how do you bring it back to the balance? Just have a cup of water. That's all it takes. And you are Australians, you know very much about the deserts. All the middle of Australia is deserts. There is a book I read about. This one lady walks with the tribes of the Australian tribes across the desert and her spiritual experiences. If I remember the book, I'll share it with Sri and then he can share it with you. Worth reading. I read it long time back. It's almost 15 years back. So body loses its balance when a need is not fulfilled. Very simple. When need is not fulfilled, balance is lost. The balance is restored by just giving the right thing for the right need. If I am thirsty, all that I need is water. Have you tried ever, when you are thirsty, try to drink a Coke? Have you tried it? Try it next time. When you are very thirsty, try having Coke. Okay, or thumbs up or whatever you get there, So when you have this Coke or Pepsi, you feel your thirst is quenched only for a minute and the thirst repeats again. Have you ever thought why? Try this experiment. So a right thing for the right need. So when my consciousness lost this balance, and we are kind of seeing it in all our lives, the balance is lost. Right? So what do? How do you restore your balance? This balance of the soul, balance of the mind or the consciousness, very deep. How do you restore it? It requires this essence of life. And what we are meditating on basically in heartfulness is on this essence of everything. We call it divine essence. And this essence is also being transmitted, what Daji calls it as yogic energy or the transmission. And those who understand Hindi, it's called pranasya prana. Means that is the essence of life itself, or that gives the balance to the life itself. Very deep, very subtle. When this essence is transmitted as part of this heartfulness meditation and also with the trainers when you sit, certain balance is restored. When this balance is restored, what happens is the mind, instead of going back, projecting from the past, it comes to the present. Now what is in present? In present, there is nothing. There is no projection of the past. Because there is no projection of the past, there is no projection of the future also. Suddenly, it restores its balance, and then you say, oh, I am thoughtless. We are thoughtless, we feel thoughtless. It's not because mind stopped thinking. It is because mind came to the state of present, now. Now, if this now, the moment I say now, it's already past, right? Can you ever be in now? So here, when we say now, it's a continuous now. Now, how long I can stretch that continuous now, that's how much I become thoughtless. But here, there is no stopping of the river. Mind came to the present, so it's lost its. See, mind is like a glue. It kind of glues onto wherever it goes. It gets fixed on it. Okay, you're thinking about a movie, your mind is glued onto the movie. You're thinking about work stress, your mind is glued onto the work stress. It is the gluiness of the mind. And what do we need to do? It doesn't require any effort to be natural. It requires a lot of effort to construct a dam. And this construction of the dam in meditation is called concentration. Focus, concentration. If you try to focus, if you try to concentrate, it requires a lot of effort. You lose a lot of energy. Instead of gaining peace, you become stressful after meditation. But if you let the mind flow at ease, let it happen, it happens. Simple example, you sleep. Can you sleep? No. I mean, you just close your eyes, you create an environment, you turn off your lights, you turn off your phones, you close your eyes and wait, the sleep happens. Correct? Same thing with the meditation. You sit with that intention. So today's topic is also intention. Intention is very important. If your intention is to sleep, you will fall asleep. The same act, if your intention is meditation, you can meditate. Everything happens by intention. Without intention, nothing happens. So what this intention is also an attitude. Intention is the direction to the mind you give before doing any act. Without intention, nothing happens in our life. As these intentions become more and more subtler, they become more and more powerful. As these intentions become more and more strong, and when it comes to implementation, it becomes more and more weak. So that's why we start with a subtle supposition. We close our eyes. We tell ourselves that I am meditating on the divine essence. What is the divine essence? Nothing but the state of presence, the subtleness, my essence of the soul, which my mind has been longing to be in touch with. Right? And when that happens, when we allow it, how we allow it again with the intention. Say, let me close my eyes and let it happen. Wait, it happens. No concentration required, no focus required, it just happens. The gluiness of the mind to the external world is gone. You are just back into the presence. And you'll come out and say, wow, I had a best meditation today. So, to have a best meditation, remove all the conditions around it. Oh, I'm meditating for calm, no. That's a condition again, remove it. I'm meditating for peace, remove it. I'm regulating my mind, remove that thought. All that I require is to come to that state of presence. Just sit with an idea and wait. Let it happen. So that's the part of regulation of the mind. And when it comes to management, again, time management we talk about, I'll tell you my own experience, a wow moment for me. Once, with our family and, about 10 families together, we went to a meditation center. On our way back, there was a big mall. And everybody, all the kids, ladies, they want to go to the mall. And after a good meditation sessions, I didn't want to kind of roam around the mall. I found a bookstore and I sat there. And I picked up a book, very small, thin book, about 15-20 pages. It's on time management. The profound thing I found in the book is the time management only happens if you have a goal in your life. If there is a goal, then the time management happens. Now here, what is the goal? Is regular practice. If I keep that as my goal, I manage my time around the goal. The problem is we don't have a goal. We are everywhere. Because we are everywhere, we don't know how to manage our time. We are always under stress. Oh, I am very busy. I cannot manage my time. I cannot give you time. So we are neither here nor there. We are neither at our work nor at meditation. We are neither at meditation nor with our families. Everything is a chaos. So if I establish a goal, I manage my time around that goal. Very simple concept around time management. That's all it requires. Establish your goal. Even today in the morning session with Daji, there is a program called Dil Se. He was saying, when you get up in your morning, put your charter, what you are going to accomplish today, and just work on that. All life tensions, anxieties and everything is because we have something to do and we cannot do it. We are always thinking about what we did not do. Causes a lot of anxiety. If I put my calendar for the day and just try to follow, because when I put the calendar for the day, my morning meditation, everything, I manage my time around those activities. So that's all it takes to manage time. Everything in life is a very natural. Whenever I think I need a lot of effort, that means I'm doing it wrong way. Anything you think about, if it is difficult for you to do it, or you're finding it difficult to do it, that means you're applying it in the wrong way. Then just take a pause and see what is the right way to do it. You'll find a solution for everything. And this taking pause in heartfulness terms is also called meditation. They say, all our teachers have said, okay, meditate, you will find the solution. Basically what meditation there means, just pause your mind, take it away from your problem. The solution comes automatically. Okay? If you are meditating for a solution, then also it is a condition you are applying, your meditation fails. So remove all the conditions around your meditation. Let it happen. Let the mind come to this present state of now. That's all it takes. See, it's easy. That's why heartfulness meditation, the methods and everything is very easy. You don't need any philosophies, theologies or technologies or anything. You just meditate, it happens. Okay, I'll stop here. We have 3 minutes before we start our meditation. If you have any comments, questions, observations, we can do it. Otherwise, we can get into meditation.
Slight doubt I have. I want to share with you, and you may give some direction or some suggestion. You said the thoughts which come like a floating clouds during meditation are based on past.
Correct.
But in my case, it is not past. My case is because I am involved in many types of projects. I when I started the heartful meditation or anytime meditation, my present thoughts is, as you said, what to do. So I keep on thinking it has to be done, that has to be done, the future has to be done, and it is not, my thoughts are not based on. But as suggested, to ignore the thoughts, I tried my best to ignore the thoughts and keep reminding myself that I am doing meditation. But still, at least 4 or 5 times I get disturbed by the thoughts, like as if something is to be done. Earlier I used to draft the whole letter or the checklist for what to do today.
Right.
And now gradually it has come down, but at least in 30 minutes of meditation, at least 4 or 5 times I get drifted, and not on the past. Luckily, there is no past thoughts disturbing me, but the present and future. The projects, the outcome of projects, whether it is being implemented, what is the checklist, what is the result is coming out and not thing, like a word chart we have got. So I asked my preceptors also, they said just simply ignore it. Ignore it and keep reminding yourself that you are doing meditation. So how to minimize that? As you said, we cannot be a thoughtless, we cannot be, our mind cannot be dormant. There will be something going on, like breathing or like pulse, heartbeat and something. But still how to minimize it to remain focused in the divine source.
See, if let's say I'm watching a TV or, working, attending a meeting, a mosquito is biting me, will I notice it? I don't. After some time, I'll notice it. Whenever my attention is gone there. So like I said, if the thoughts are there, if you're planning your day in your meditation, let it happen. See, the best way to ignore it, what is the way to ignore it? The best way to ignore it is you just go with it. Correct? Even the problem of an ignoring is a condition around my meditation. So if the thoughts are there, yes, let there be thoughts. There'll be thoughts, there'll be waves, and then it slowly becomes normal. And again, there is a wave of thoughts, and they'll become normal again. So that's the way meditation is. That's a natural process of meditation. So the thoughts or no thoughts do not quantify my meditation. Just understand this. What is meditation is about, the mind is coming in contact with this essence as it is being revealed. That's all meditation is. At some point you will see the shift happened in your meditation. That's when you slipped into the meditative state. That shift initially could be few seconds, later few minutes, later the entire half hour. And the next day you meditate, again you have lots of thoughts and you will not find that shift. So what is really a meditative state is this shift when it happens naturally. If I ignore the thoughts, the shift is not going to happen. If I don't get any thoughts also, the shift is not going to happen. So it doesn't matter what is happening in my meditation. I just let it happen. That's all it takes to meditate.
Thank you.
Okay. I hope I gave you a practical answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.